Thank you for tuning into Exodus Ministries. My name is Megan Sanders. I'm actually Pat Sanders' daughter, and I really wanted to come and just share my testimony with you guys and kind of hopefully encourage you if you're watching this or if you go about your week, you remember this. So I'm just going to kind of start with where God's brought me from. And it's definitely been a journey, but He's been so good to me. About 2 years ago, something like terrible happened in my life, and I was going through a very depressed stage in my life, and I started drinking, and that didn't help. And then after I was drinking, I got introduced to drugs, heroin and things like that. I got so involved in that lifestyle that I didn't talk to my family. I didn't really care about anybody but myself. And I got so heavily involved that my mom was actually picking out caskets because, I looked like I was about to die. Finally, I overdosed. And thank God that I got brought back to life, which was for a reason, which is for a purpose, because I know that He has a calling on my life, and He has a calling on your life too. He brought me back to life. I went to jail. And that's when my whole heart, my mind, and the things I normally thought about, it started changing. He really started dealing with me. When I got out of jail, my mom, by the grace of God, took me in. And I really decided that I'm 22 years old and I have nothing to show for myself. I need to start doing something different. And that's when God's love just started really, truly just coming into my life and coming into my heart. And I started experiencing a love I've never felt before, that love that I've always longed for. And you have to keep in mind, I was addicted for 2 years. And then through the love of Jesus Christ and through His saving grace, with His help alone and only Him, that I've been able to stay clean for 7 months. Not only have I been clean through my drug addiction, I actually contracted hepatitis C. And if you know it, that's something like you can't really get rid of. I went and got all my blood tests done, and the doctor called my mom and was like, by the way, we don't really know how this happened, but you don't have hep C. It's completely gone. Then the Lord restored me of having my children. I have them every week, and they're great. I'm getting my license back. I'm getting a car. All the felonies, all of the misdemeanors, everything I was facing with court, it got dropped. Like, God has literally just took me under His wing and then just did everything for me. He worked everything out. And it's just so amazing what happens when God finally gets one of His children back. Because we leave God. God never leaves us. And that's one thing I really come to understand when I came back with my walk with the Lord, that all those times that I was out there, and I thought I was alone. I thought I didn't have anybody. At the end of the day, I had God right there. He saw everything. He saw those moments where I thought no one else would know about. He shared the things that hurt me. It hurt Him too. And finally, when I came back to Him, He rejoiced because He finally had one of His children back. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And it also says that the enemy comes as a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. It doesn't say who he will devour, it says who he may. And it's up to us to let the devil come in and kind of just take over our lives. But see, God has a better plan for us. His will is perfect. His love is perfect. Everything He has for us is perfect if we just abide in His will and really have that relationship with Him, because religion won't take you anywhere. It's that time where you get to that one-on-one with Him and you get a relationship with Him. That's how bondages get broken. That's how the hurting of maybe a childhood is healed. It's all through Him. And I really want to read this scripture really quick that kind of just really spoke to me, because I was exactly this lost sheep. In Matthew 18:11, it says, "For the Son of Man has come to save that which was lost. How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them is gone astray? Does he not leave the 99 and go into the mountains to seek ye the one that has gone astray?" For a moment, I just want to touch on that. It doesn't say He just doesn't go look for him. He goes and finds him. He goes to the mountains. He goes to those rugged places, to the bushy places, to the just nasty whatever, to find you, because you mean that much to Him. Keep in mind, you are more precious than silver, gold, rubies, diamonds. He created you. your Father has so much love for you that this world and anything that could have happened to you, he can replace it in just one conversation. You know, one day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. One moment in his presence can heal a whole heart. It can give you everything back that you've lost. Let me go on to read. And if so, be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiced more of that one sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Every time he gets you back, every time he finds you, or like I have to put it, I find him. I kind of realize, oh, that's my shepherd over there, and he's looking for me, and I go back to him. He's so happy because he created you. He knows the numbers. Actually, the hairs on your head is numbered. They're not counted. They're numbered because he knows that much about you. He knows you more than you know you. And if you're broken, if you're hurt, if there's anything in you that's just, you feel like you're unlovable, no, that's from the enemy. But you are loved. You are worthy. You are worth so much more than you give yourself credit for. And if there's anyone listening to this and you're lost, I just want to tell you, coming from a recovering drug addict, coming from somebody that was out there that was running as hard as she could run and to the point of death, there is nothing, there is no high, there is nobody that can beat the love of God, because he's so intangible, but at the same time, I can just sit down and have a conversation with him. And when I leave that conversation and I go and rest, I'm in so much peace. I'm so calm. And I know that I'm loved. So I don't care what you're facing, what you've gone through, what you've been through. It doesn't matter, because God's no respecter of person. But I know this. I know that he made you and he loves you and he's waiting for you just to call on him. He's your daddy. You know, he's your father and he loves you. And there's nothing that you can do that can separate you from the love of God. And I really hope that this encourages you, and that if you go about your week, you remember this and just know that you're loved and that you're wanted, and that we're praying for you, Exodus Ministries. If you ever need anything, if you need prayer, please let us know. Message us, call us. All our information is there. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and I hope this helped you. Have a great day.